Literature, not scripture, sustains the mind and, since there is no other metaphor, also the soul. Everybody does have a book in them, but in most cases that's where it should stay. The essence of the independent mind lies not in what it thinks, but in how it thinks. I try to deny myself any illusions or delusions, and I think that this perhaps entitles me to try and deny the same to others, at least as long as they refuse to keep their fantasies to themselves. The struggle for a free intelligence has always been a struggle between the ironic and the literal mind. What is it you most dislike? Stupidity, especially in its nastiest forms of racism and superstition. That which can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. P. Perhaps you notice how the denial is so often the preface to the justification. Time spent arguing is, oddly enough, almost never wasted. Never be a spectator of unfairness or stupidity. The grave will supply plenty of time for silence. There can be no progress without head-on confrontation. I have been called arrogant myself in my time, and hope to earn the title again. But to claim that I am privy to the secrets of the universe and its creator, that's beyond my conceit. What better way for a ruling class to claim and hold power than to pose as the defenders of the nation? I became a journalist because I did not want to rely on newspapers for information. I want to urge you very strongly to travel as much as you can, and to evolve yourself as an internationalist. It's as important a part of your education as a radical as the reading of any book. The one thing that the racist can never manage is anything like discrimination. He is indiscriminate by definition. Take the risk of thinking for yourself. Much more happiness, truth, beauty, and wisdom will come to you that way. And the pleasures and rewards of the intellect are inseparable from angst, uncertainty, conflict, and even despair. What is your idea of earthly happiness? To be vindicated in my own lifetime. The most educated person in the world now has to admit, I shall not say confess, that he or she knows less and less, but at least knows less and less about more and more. There is some relationship between the hunger for truth and the search for the right words. This struggle may be ultimately indefinable and even undecidable, but one damn well knows it when one sees it. We live only a few conscious decades, and we fret ourselves enough for several lifetimes. The finest fury is the most controlled. Non-intervention does not mean that nothing happens. It means that something else happens. Where would you like to live? In a state of conflict or a conflicted state? Picture all experts as if they were mammals. Never be a spectator of unfairness or stupidity. Seek out argument and disputation for their own sake. The grave will supply plenty of time for silence. Those of us who are most genuinely repelled by war and violence are also those who are most likely to decide that some things, after all, are worth fighting for. When people have tried everything and have discovered that nothing works, they will tend to revert to what they know best, which will often be the tribe, the totem, or the taboo. The essential principle of totalitarianism is to make laws that are impossible to obey. People know when they are being lied to. They know when their rulers are absurd. They know they do not love their chains. Evolution is, as well as smarter than we are, infinitely more callous and cruel, and also capricious. The people who must never have power are the humorless. To impossible certainties of rectitude they ally tedium and uniformity. The essence of tyranny is not iron law. It is capricious law. What do you most value in your friends? Their continued existence. For me, to remember friendship is to recall those conversations that it seemed a sin to break off. The ones that made the sacrifice of the following day a trivial one. A life that partakes even a little of friendship, love, irony, humor, parenthood, literature, and music, and the chance to take part in battles for the liberation of others cannot be called meaningless. A melancholy lesson of advancing years is the realization that you can't make old friends.